Hello, everyone. Good evening. Can I have a quick confirmation, guys, if I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so while we wait for others also to join, let me quickly share my screen so that we are done with the housekeeping work. Yeah. Can anyone quickly confirm if my screen share is also visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so once again, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining this quick demonstration class on security testing masterclass, where we are going to cover the web automation, API automation, and mobile apps security testing as well. And to give a high level overview about my profile, so my name is Kiran, and I'm the trainer for security testing course at Isha Training Solutions. I come with close to 19 plus years of experience in the software testing industry, having worked with multiple corporates throughout my career and still working. And coming to my proficiency, guys, just to let you guys know what I teach and what I'm good at, I expertise in most of the software testing space, such as automation testing of front-end applications and the back-end RESTful APIs, then performance testing, security testing, accessibility testing, and then the shift left testing approach, wherein we enable the quality gates using continuous testing practices using tools like Git, GitHub, and Jenkins or GitHub Actions. Okay, that's a high-level profile about myself. I also train corporates regularly, on niche technologies in the software testing space. A few corporates to mention includes JP Morgan Chase, IBM, and Deloitte. A couple of. Okay. May I request everyone, please go on mute. Yeah. Others also please be on mute. Yeah. So these are a few of the corporates that I regularly train. And we at Isha have been doing similar training programs for corporates and also for, prospective employees and students who are pretty much interested in enhancing their skill sets on software testing space. And one such unique program that we have brought in is security testing. And this is something which we are running from almost 1 to 1.5 years, I would say. And it has been a tremendous improvement that we have done from our side when it comes to updating the course content as and when new things are coming in the market. So every batch that attends this program benefits from new things to learn on security testing aspects. So I have been doing multiple trainings at Isha Training Solutions. One such program is security testing. And on this website, let me also give the URL on the chat. So for those people who don't have access, I'll message the URL on the Zoom chat. So you guys can go through the curriculum here as well. And also you can go through about my profile and a couple of previous batch recorded videos. You can see 1 or 2 videos. And of course, you can get to see the feedback about how I trained or how we delivered this from Isha in the same website. Okay, now let me also set the agenda for this quick demonstration class. So the way we have divided this agenda for today is, rather than directly going and explaining something on security testing, we wanted to tell the participants what we teach when it comes to security testing in the demonstration class, which is today. We'll answer most of your common questions that you have running in your mind when it comes to security testing, right? Because the subject security testing is so vast that it applies to developers, it applies to testers, it applies to DevOps team, it applies to cloud infrastructure team and other teams. What I cover in this course is for the testing community, right? So I will be covering how to approach penetration testing, vulnerability assessment testing, or the so-called security testing using the top 10 OWASP models for web applications, for mobile apps, and also for RESTful APIs. Okay. And a few simple details. When does the batch start? The batch starts ideally from today being the demonstration class. Tomorrow we have day 1 class, then day 2, day 3 continues as usual. So the batch starts from today itself. We are not giving any breaks. So please note that point because that's one of the common questions we get from participants. Second question, the timings. The timings remains the same. Whatever timings you are attending this demonstration class today, the same timing applies even for the regular batches as well. And this training happens from Monday to Friday, every day 1 hour. And the duration of the course is around 30 days to 35 days, somewhere between 30 to 35, you can say, or in the worst case, 30 days. And there are so many tools that I'm covering in this course, few tools for web applications, few tools for mobile, few tools for APIs, few tools at the network layer. So many tools we are covering. And this course encompasses, or this course covers, I would say 360 degrees. So security testing perspectives from a testing community perspective. Okay. So I would not be covering anything related to cloud infrastructure because that's DevOps related where you have to learn Azure, Google Cloud, or AWS. That's a different cybersecurity. Okay. So that's not part of our testing process. Hence, I've not covered it. And what are the prerequisites for anyone to join this course? You don't have to be coming with programming knowledge. That's not needed at all in security testing because most of the testing is configuration process. All you have to come up with is the regular manual testing knowledge if you have what exactly happens in a software testing project. If you know the basics of writing test cases, executing it, if you're a normal manual tester, that's more than enough to understand this particular course. And the initial chapters have been designed in such a way that every one of us will come to the same level of understanding. Okay. And a couple of feedbacks about how the training happened in the last batch. This is a genuine feedback we have received from the participants. And the key takeaways of this course, like what do you learn by the end of this course? So I have given few learning objectives, LO meaning learning objectives. So all the participants will understand what is OWASP. OWASP stands for Open Web Application Security Project. So there are top 10 vulnerabilities or top 10 security bugs that you should know what are those bugs and how to reproduce them in your applications. Whether it is an API or a mobile app or a web application, the course explains you how to reproduce or how to try finding such vulnerabilities. That is what the first objective will help you. Second objective will help you, meaning that's a key takeaway at the end of the course. You will be able to master how to approach security testing for APIs, such as REST APIs or SOAP APIs, then web applications as well, and mobile apps as well. Third objective will be, you will be having a perfect theoretical understanding of OWASP vulnerabilities and also practical understanding. Fourth objective will be, will I be able to generate any test reports so that I can send it to my developers? The answer is yes. Fifth objective, which we have recently added, is if the developer develops a source code and it is available on GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket, and the developer says, can you test the source code for security testing? The fifth objective will help you to do so. So that is also something we have included in our course. Okay, few more questions that participants will have is like, are the classes getting recorded? The answer is yes. Whatever I'm teaching, it will be recorded so that we will give you access to the recorded video and it's a lifetime access. You can go through it the next day for the previous day class. Okay. So you'll have lifetime access to the recorded videos and you'll also receive a course completion certificate from Isha Training Team. Then the major question is, how about the notes, right? So let me show you the notes. So this is a Google Drive that I'm going to share access to you where you have some interview questions and answers and also resumes. So these are certain common questions that you will go through just for understanding to better yourself for the interview process. And the notes is also available here. So this is the detailed notes that I have prepared. It is completely diagrammatical plus text format. So this is the notes that I have prepared, not a copy paste from anywhere. But this is the notes you guys are going to receive at the beginning of the batch so that you don't have to worry about writing the notes. So every attack is explained here. So example, if you want to understand what is cross-site scripting, right? So the notes clearly explains it. And of course, I'm explaining it in the class. So here you see there is a sixth vulnerability called cross-site scripting. And I have given some notes on the diagrams that we go through in the class and how to attack it from front end or back end, which tool we are using, how to install it, how to try the code that will help you to find cross-site scripting attacks. All that information is available in detailed format here. Okay. Okay, so you also have some checklists that I have prepared, which I'll be sharing with you. Then you have a framework that I have developed, which will help you to understand what are the black box test cases or white box test cases. You can see them here. So the checklist is here. So this is like your test cases. If your developer says, I need some test cases, you can refer this for idea. And then you have the framework that I have developed for one of our customer, for one of our clients. To be specific, it's for IBM that I have developed, and I'll be sharing this document as well with all the participants. Okay. Okay. And in the meanwhile, are there any questions from anyone? I'll just take a pause here. I think I've been speaking, right? I just want to cross check if there are any questions from anyone in the audience. Please unmute and let me know until this point. Do you have questions? I see a message from Kumar. What is the difference between security testing and cyber security? Okay, and Kumar, please confirm if I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Perfect. Okay. So cyber security is a bigger word. It's an umbrella package under which security testing comes. So under cyber security, you have penetration testing, vulnerability assessment testing, then you have cloud security, then you have infrastructure security. So then you have network security, mobile device security, operating system security. So cyber security is a broader terminology we use in the industry, and security testing is one of the child element of cyber security. I hope that clarifies the question. And Mujahid, I cannot hear you. If you're speaking something, you can speak, Mujahid.
Yeah,
And Kumar?
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, then one more question I see. Difference between SOC analyst and security testing. Okay. So SOC analyst is SOC typically stands for Security Operations Center. So this team typically, SOC team typically receives alerts, notifications whenever a breach is detected. So let us say you are monitoring one application in a command control center room, and you receive a notification that from Delhi, we have, one of the user who is using the application from Delhi has got a virus attack on his computer. So you get a notification like this if you're a SOC analyst. So SOC team typically, in my view, helps you how to address these notifications and alerts when security vulnerabilities breaches happen, right? You may not be providing solution, but you will be alerting this information to the next level team, and that team takes care of how to fix it in the next production deployment. And when it comes to security testing, because the question is the difference between SOC analyst profile and security testing. In security testing, you are responsible to test the application from a security perspective, confirm that no vulnerabilities exist. If it is deployed on the production, then only you deploy it. So security testing happens first, then the application is deployed. Then after the deployment is done, if any vulnerabilities are detected, it will come to SOC analyst. Okay, so that's the answer for your question. And the name of the person is Apple, as I see here. Apple work. I hope your question is clarified, difference between SOC analyst profile and security testing. If not, you can unmute or just give me a confirmation on the chat. Okay, thank you. If it helps, then Mandip Sharma says security testing and VAPT, are they same? I would say VAPT comes under security testing. So security testing is divided into two portions. The first one is VAT, which is vulnerability assessment testing, which I'm teaching in the course. Second thing is penetration testing, which also I'm teaching in the course. So vulnerability assessment testing plus penetration testing equals to security testing. Is that clear, Mandip Sharma? Perfect, thank you. Then Haima has a question. How many openings generally we get for security testing profiles? I'm an automation tester. Can I get into security testing? Is there any package difference between testing profile and security profile? Okay, common question and a general question that applies to everyone. So Haima, security testing is a very niche skill in the market, meaning very rare skill in the market. Not everyone gets to learn security testing because they think it is difficult, but ideally everything is easy once you learn it. And there are definitely a lot of job openings for security testing, but you won't see it the way you see for manual testing and automation testing. The reason is your company might recruit 10 automation profiles, but maybe they'll recruit only 2 security testing profiles. Because the cost of security test profile is equal to 5 automation profiles. That's why less number of people will be recruited in security testing, but their salaries are very high, almost double to what a typical automation tester gets in the market. So if you say you are a Selenium tester with 10 years experience and your package is 15 lakhs per annum in India, with the same experience, a security tester in your company can easily get around 35 lakhs, 30 lakhs, double your salary for sure. Okay, because that's my real-time experience I'm talking about. Those are the salaries I offer to few profiles when I recruit them or when I interview them in my consulting organizations. So the job openings are there and the salaries are almost double. Okay. And definitely anyone can get into security testing if they understand the manual software testing process. Did I answer your question, Haima? Perfect. Okay, I don't see any more questions on the chat, but feel free, guys, to put your questions on the chat. In the meanwhile, let's come back to the course curriculum. So I was actually talking about the course content that I'm going to share with you, right? So you are going to receive this entire Google Drive material from me, which contains all these documents. So this would be how you master security testing. And let's talk about what do I teach, right? That's also important to know, right? So I have divided this entire course into multiple chapters, right? So because I'm kind of prepared for this training and it's a planned training program so that everyone understands from step 1 to step 10. So we are going in a gradual sequential manner so that everyone becomes an expert by the end of the course. So chapter 1 talks about the introduction towards OWASP vulnerabilities. Now, what is OWASP? That's one of the common question everyone has. It stands for Open Web Application Security Project. So what is this OWASP? Keeping the full form aside. So it is an industry body that helps developers and also test engineers and also DevOps engineers how to develop applications so that attacks won't happen. It also tells DevOps engineers how to deploy so that attacks won't happen. OWASP also tells test engineers how to test the applications for these vulnerabilities so that a hacker cannot misuse your application. So just like W3C, World Wide Web, is the consortium body for internet, OWASP is the industry body for security testing. There are so many bodies, but OWASP is the primary body, and every organization wants to test their applications against OWASP. So in this chapter 1, you will understand what are those vulnerabilities, which I have explained here if you see. But before we go there, I'll be explaining some key terminologies in chapter 1. What is a threat? What is a target? What is CVSS? So CVSS stands for Common Vulnerability Scoring System. Then you have CVE, which is Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures. Then you have VAT, Vulnerability Assessment Testing. Then you have Penetration Testing. Then Security Testing. Okay. I think one of you asked me what is VAPT and security testing differences. That's what you'll understand in chapter 1. Then we'll talk about a little bit about OWASP vulnerabilities. And these are the vulnerabilities that I'm going to teach. And if you count them also, it is more than 10. Usually in the industry, they say there are top 10 OWASP vulnerabilities. I teach beyond 10, not 10, more than 10 I teach. What are those 10? I have written here. Okay. I'll explain them at a high level so that you know at least in the demo class what they mean. So sensitive information disclosure vulnerability talks about, are you revealing any sensitive data to hackers about your project? Example, are you revealing your operating system details? Are you revealing your programming language details? Are you revealing your database details? Are you revealing your query level details? Are you revealing your framework level details? All these things will be discussed in sensitive information disclosure because hackers can misuse that information. Then you have using vulnerable and outdated components. This means we will test whether our developer has used the application using latest components and latest software upgrades or latest frameworks, or is he using old version, which is vulnerable for security attacks. So I will tell you how to find which framework your developer is using, which version he is using, and whether that version is safe or unsafe. That is what we'll discuss in the second one that I have highlighted. Third one is incorrectly configured and missing response headers. So what is response headers? We will talk about it in depth in the course, but at a high level now I'll tell it is some metadata which a server is sending to client along with response. So this metadata sometimes contains sensitive information and sometimes certain security protection will be missed in the response headers. Sometimes the configuration is not correct. So we have to find whether the response headers are correctly configured by the developer and did he miss anything. We'll test it for mobile apps, for APIs, and also for web applications. Then you have insecure design. Under insecure design, we have open network ports detection. So we'll learn here what is a port, ideally which ports should be open when application is deployed in the testing environment or production, and which ports should be closed. How do I find which ports are open, which are still closed, which are filtered, which are blocked? We'll find all these things using some tools in open network port detection. The tools like Nmap will be used. Then we have server-side missing validations. So this is one of the important vulnerability under insecure design, where we will check whatever validations developer has done in the front-end application, did he do the same thing in the back-end APIs and also on the server side at the database level? Otherwise, proper handshake will be missed and the hackers can attack from behind the scenes. Then we have broken access control. So this talks about whether the access levels given to your application can be controlled by a hacker or can be breaked by the hacker. Something like authorization controls, etc. Then we'll talk about SQL injection, one of the injection attacks. This is where we check whether hacker can use SQL knowledge and try to gain access to your database or to your login credentials. Do you believe there are few applications on the internet, even if you don't know the username password, you can still log in? Even after logging in, you still don't know username password, but you can say, yes, I'm logged in. That is what SQL injection does. So I don't know the login details of a website called abcd.com, but I can try this attack. And if I'm successful, I will be logged in. Then I can do whatever I want because I'm logged in. And I can log out also. But if you ask me, now, can you tell me what is the username password? I cannot because I didn't use username password to log in. I used a SQL query to log in. So that logic I will explain in SQL injection. One of the dangerous attacks we have. Then we have cross-site scripting. So cross-site scripting typically means, can I inject JavaScripts into the database from the front end or from the API or from the backend? If yes, you can take control of your application as a hacker. That also I'll show you. Then you have HTML injection. This is where we check whether I can write HTML code and insert that code into the database and take control of the application. So that also we will see here in this process. All these things will be explained practically with the tool usage and with examples also. Not only theory, practically we'll do it. Again, I'll take a pause here. I want to cross-check if anyone has any questions. You can unmute and speak, guys, or you can post it on the chat. So let's wait for a minute to see if anyone has questions. Those people who don't have questions, can I get a emoji with a thumbs up symbol? So I know those people are having no questions. Okay, Sai Vinod is happy until now. Thank you. And since it's demo class, I would request you guys also to let me know if you have any questions, simple, complex. Okay, Haima has a question. Thank you. What is the duration of the course? So I think around 1 month, Haima, I would say, but take it as 30 hours. Don't go by the hours because sometimes I extend it by 1 or 2 hours and sometimes we close it on time also. So around 30 hours for your reference. Okay, 2 more people said no questions. Thank you. Okay, question from Apple Work. After completing this course and practicing, how many years experience we can manage? Okay, I can say happily you can say 2 years for sure, minimum. Okay, minimum 2 years you can put for sure, no doubt about it. The more you practice, the more experience you can do for sure. Because our course is 95% practical, guys. I'm telling you, it's a practical training we are doing. I will do it before you in the class. And it's not a recorded session. I will do it. It's a live training. It's a live class. And every tool I will install before you, or I will help you guys install, and we'll do it practically. So 2 years Apple Work, the answer of your question. Okay, Mandeep Sharma has a question. SQL injection is already handled by popular frameworks like Django Python framework. What is your opinion, sir, on this? Okay, cool. So Mandeep, the point is valid. See, these days the applications that are getting developed are technically strong from front end, back end, and database or server side. So any framework you use, they're all developed in such a way that you will not be able to find these vulnerabilities. However, that should not stop us from exploring the possibilities, right? Just like manual testing also, developer says, manager, I'm the best developer. I developed it very great. But still testers find bugs, right? Similarly, even for SQL injection. The developers develop it to the best of their knowledge. We'll have to try if there is still a loophole somewhere that will help you to find SQL injection vulnerability. Okay. So finding manual bugs is easy in manual testing, but finding a vulnerability in security testing is an achievement. So if you find even one vulnerability in security testing, that is equivalent to 20 normal bugs that you find in functional testing. I hope that clarifies your question, Mandeep, and also others.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay, let's continue. The other attacks we're talking about is IDOR attacks. IDOR stands for Insecure Direct Object Reference. This attack has come into picture after the launch of e-commerce applications. So e-commerce applications have the shopping carts and payments, right? So that's where IDOR attacks came into picture. So something like this. So Mandeep has logged in into Facebook or Amazon.in and he gave a review. I liked this t-shirt which I have purchased. And his rating is 5 out of 5. Now Kiran can get into similar website as Kiran, meaning I will log in as Kiran, but I can post a comment as Mandeep and then write a negative comment or a positive comment on behalf of Mandeep. And I can reduce the rating also to 1 out of 5. Meaning I can disguise as some other person and post a review or post a comment or post a rating. But I don't know your user credentials, but still I'm able to do it. That's happening on the social media, in fact. That's through IDOR attacks. So I'll explain how it will be done. Then you have JWT token subuse, which stands for JSON Web Token Subuse. So JWT is an authorization token, guys, which the developers use to make you log in into the application, to make your payments, or for any transaction you do after you logged in or during login until logout. One of the algorithms we use in the applications is JSON Web Tokens. So if the developer has used in our project JWT tokens, how can you change the token and gain access? Example, again, I will say, I have logged in into Amazon. I see Mandeep comment. I wanted to delete his comment. Now, can Kiran delete Mandeep's comment? No. But Mandeep can delete Mandeep's comment because he gave the comment, so he can delete it, but Kiran cannot. But Kiran can try to delete Mandeep's comment using this JWT tokens attack. So I can impersonate someone else and destroy their data or delete something even if I'm not them. So that process I'll show in JWT tokens. Then you have security misconfiguration. This is where I will show some examples where private data of a production deployed application can be exposed. We can crack certain usernames and passwords which are still working in the production. We can find what database they have used, what queries they are using to do a search. So those things comes under security misconfigurations. Okay, I see one more question from Mandeep Sharma. Can we also go as bug bounty hunter after this course? I would say definitely yes, but I cannot guarantee that you will win everything because bug bounty is so difficult and the kind of effort you have to put is so heavy. Meaning, I will be able to find a vulnerability in the course in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes because it's a training. So I will take those applications for practice because we can easily attack it. But if you say, Kiran, go to amazon.in and find something, maybe we will be able to find it, but it will take 1 week sometimes 1 year, sometimes 1 month, sometimes 5 minutes also. Bug bounty is all about patience, being very technical, and trying only one vulnerability continuously until you exploit it. That's why bug bounty programmers, they get paid in lakhs. So if I say, hey, Amazon, the Amazon festival, which you are doing tomorrow, 23rd September, I found a vulnerability in that process, which can cause a revenue loss to you. And this is the problem. If I tell it, if Amazon believes what I said, they say, Kiran, please tell me what you have done. I will pay you 30 lakhs. And I'll tell them what I've done, how I have done. They'll validate it and they'll transfer 30 lakhs to me. So 30 lakhs is a huge amount that I'm earning. But to find that vulnerability, it is not 5 minutes job for me. Maybe I invested 6 months or 1 month. But the amount of money you earn is so huge here. Okay. So simply I have to answer, if I have to answer Mandeep, the answer is certainly yes. Everyone can try that. Just that you have to be patient enough to exploit it. Then you have brute force attacks, which is like doing repeated attacks on a server and trying to bring it down, or doing repeated attacks to find certain private data about the users, such as username, password. Then you have unrestricted access to sensitive business flows. This is also under brute force attacks that we can ignore it. Then you have broken object level authorization, broken user authentication, broken object property level. So these three things talk about breaking the user access control authorization process or testing the HTTP methods in an indifferent way. Like instead of get, if I use post, instead of post, if I use put or patch or delete or get, what happens? That's what we'll talk about, these vulnerabilities. That's chapter 1, guys. I hope everyone is clear. Okay, I see a question from Amilkar. Are we able to apply for a security job position once we complete the course, or what comes next until we are certified as security testers and able to apply for this position? Okay, cool. Yes, Amilkar, you can definitely apply for a job in the country that you reside after completing this course. You don't need any security testing certification as such. If you can demonstrate your knowledge in the interview, that's more than sufficient. At least from India perspective, if I have to talk, the knowledge is more important than the certification. So if you are able to demonstrate your knowledge in the interview, definitely you can apply for a security testing job. And I'm not saying this because I have to say like that. My previous batch of students are in touch with our team. and they communicate all these updates that they have tried 3 interviews, they cracked in the 4th interview. And someone says, they have tried an internal job position within their organization. They're able to crack the interview and moved from automation testing or manual testing to security testing. Those are the live examples I have. So definitely, yes, Amilkar, everyone should be able to do that. Chapter 2 talks about the tools installation and the applications that I'm going to exploit. So we have Juice Shop application from OWASP, WebGoat application from OWASP, a banking application, a normal PHP application, and a flight ticket booking application. So these are the applications I'm going to take to show you these vulnerabilities. Okay, so chapter 2 is very small, just the installation part of these things. Chapter 3 talks about port scanning. So port scanning means, of course, first we have to understand what are network ports. So these network ports acts as communication tools from your computer to the server. Okay, so these communication ports are open, hence you are able to communicate on a chat or an email or an audio or a video. If those ports are closed, we cannot communicate. So we'll understand what are these ports and how to scan the ports for any website or API using tools like Nmap, Network Mapper, very popular tool in the market. Then Zenmap tool, which is also popular. Nmap is a command line interface tool. Zenmap is a Windows interface tool. So we'll do all these things. And in chapter 4, I'm going to show you how to install the Bob Suite Community Edition tool. All the tools I'm teaching are free, and Bob Suite comes as free and paid. We are going to install the Community Edition, which is free. And we'll set up the browser within the Bob Suite as well and install the necessary certificates. So chapter 4 is about that tool installation. Chapter 5 is when we are doing penetration testing using Bob Suite tool. So what testing we do? Penetration testing. All these top 10 vulnerabilities that I have explained here, we will practically try all these things in chapter 5 using Bob Suite tool, where I'll teach you some features like what is a proxy, what is a repeater, intruder, target, decoder, Bob Suite, app store, etc. Okay, so here we are going to do a lot of tampering. So we intercept the incoming request from the application. We modify it, which we call it as intercepting it, and we tamper it, and we send it to server to see if we are able to exploit a vulnerability. So all the techniques will be explained in this particular chapter 5, practically speaking. I just wrote it here. And we also have a Play Store for Bob Suite tool, which they call it as B App Store, Bob Suite App Store. So there are a few plugins that I can explain you how to install them and how to use them. So chapter 6 talks about security testing for APIs, such as REST APIs, SOAP APIs, and also web applications. Here I use a different tool called Wookie tool. And if this tool is not available during the training process, then I will install OWASP recommended tool called ZAP, Z Attack Proxy tool. But this tool is very good, very easy for everyone. So I wanted to teach this tool because it will make you an expert in this area. So in this chapter 6, we will talk about this tool, we'll learn, we'll install it, we'll do a quick walkthrough of the tool and how to test these things, for all the APIs, we will test it. And we'll also generate nice HTML test reports to share with the developer on what vulnerabilities did you find. And if someone says, Kiran, I have a website, abcd.com. Can you scan it and give me a security testing report? The answer is yes. Okay, there's a question from Mujahid. Is it possible to steal cookies without permission? The answer is yes. And we use a cross-site scripting attack to do so. And I'm going to show that for one of the logged in application in our course. How to steal cookies and session IDs. We are going to see it in the course. Chapter 7 talks about Android specific security testing. In this process, I'm going to show you, if I give you an Android mobile app, can you find the source code, meaning reverse engineering of APK file? Can you find the source code, reverse engineering? That I'm going to show you using tools like Dex2Char and JDGUI. And if you say, I just want you to find the top 10 vulnerabilities in Android app, then I have a tool called Yazini that also we will use in this particular chapter. So chapter 7 is focused on mobile apps specific to Android because Apple iOS apps are so secure that we cannot use these open source tools to do that. Chapter 8 talks about source code level testing, meaning my developer says, Kiran, I'm giving you source code. Can you find vulnerabilities? The answer is yes. The tool I'm using is Sneak tool, SNYK Sneak, one of the very popular tools in the market, free tool and also paid tool. We'll use the free version. So these are the 8 chapters we have, guys. So to quickly summarize what you are going to learn in this course, I will say you are going to learn OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. You are going to find it for web applications. You are going to find it for APIs. You are going to find it for Android APKs. Wherever possible, I will take even iOS IPA file. Then we are also going to test it for source code. Okay. And the tools we use are so many. We use Bob Suite tool, Wookie tool, Nmap tool, Zenmap tool, and certain Chrome extensions. There are nearly 4 to 5 Chrome extensions that we are going to use, which will help us to do a lot of checks. Then we have Sneak tool that I'm going to use. Then we have Dex2Jar, JD, GUI. Then we have a tool called Yazini. And some online scanning tools are also there. I'm going to use all these tools in this course. So your resume will have so many tools from security testing perspective itself. So these are the key takeaways of our course, guys. The course happens Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. And overall, I would say 30 hours at the max it will go. Every class will be live class. Classes will be recorded and will be provided to you along with Google Drive notes, which I have prepared. Even if you don't attend the class on day 1 or day 2 or someday, you will still get access to the recorded videos and the Google Drive notes after you complete your enrollment. Okay. So these are a couple of things I have in today's class to help you understand what I teach. Okay, there's a question as well from Haima. Do we have any automation of testing cases in this kind of testing, or will be manual? Okay, so the answer is both, Haima. We can do manual security testing and we can do automated security testing as well. Depending on the tool, the answer varies. But I'm teaching you both. Okay, okay. Samir, do you have a question?
Hi, sir.
And
I'm audible.
yes.
For desktop-related applications, will you be able to do security testing? And as well as sometimes we have some applications installed on the TV or with a different OS, like Tizen OS and all. So in these both cases, will it be able to do security testing?
Yeah, so let me answer this. Definitely the answer is yes. As long as your desktop application or TV application is talking to the server over the internet using some APIs, we can definitely do security testing for those applications.
Okay, sir. One more question. In case of automation tester, like if I want to transition into security testing, like after the completion of this course, how can I justify that how many years experience I can show?
See, justification comes only through the knowledge that we have learned and the way you answer in the interview, which typically talks about, tell me what you have done in security testing, right? So if you explain the top 10 vulnerabilities and the tools you have used, and what kind of vulnerabilities you have detected, that will signify that 2 years of experience you have done in security testing. In fact, you can tell that for one of your projects, which very new, you have already worked as an automation tester or as a manual tester, use the same project and say, this is the project that I tested for security. Because no one can figure out whether you did security for that application or not. So all they say is like, okay, explain what you have done. So that's what you are going to learn practically in the course, right? So it will work for you.
Okay, sir. Sir, one last question. Sir, this security testing, at which point of the project it will be done? Will it be done at the just before releasing for production, or how it is. And since as a normal manual tester or automation tester, we are hired for throughout the project from starting to end.
Correct.
Whereas for security, will it be only at some point and then they will be released? How is the case actually? Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, if I talk about today's market and today's organizations, everyone is agile, which means they expect manual testing, automation testing, performance testing, security testing, accessibility testing. Any testing you do, they also wanted the testing to be agile, meaning in every sprint, you have to attempt security testing. I cannot say that let the application be fully developed, then only I will do. That's waterfall approach. And no organization is willing to be in waterfall approach. Everyone says every sprint you do something in security testing. So right from day one of your project, security testing starts until you close the project. Because that's what happens even in my projects when I deal with customers.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Apple Work has a question. What is the salary we can expect with the 3 years experience, sir? It depends on the organization, but I would say anywhere between 15 lakhs above is what you can expect. I'm giving a very worst case figure only. In India, again, depending on the state or city that you're working for, 3 years experience, 15 plus you can expect for sure, depending on the proficiency you show. There are people with 30 lakhs also, but I'm not blindly saying 30 lakhs you will also get. Because the people who demonstrate greatest knowledge in the interviews, they get 30 lakhs for 3 years experience, 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs. Minimum will be around at least 15 lakhs or so. Okay, that's my rough answer only. I don't have scientific data to prove this, but my experience in the industry teaches me that. Any other questions from anyone else, guys? We still have 10 minutes time. So please utilize this time if you have any questions to ask. And
Sir, will you be like assisting in any real-time project or it will be covered in the course?
see, real-time project means we don't do security testing on a production application like Facebook, Amazon. We don't do that because it is a criminal activity to test those applications from security testing perspective without their permissions. And since it's a training and getting recorded, we cannot do that. So we have certain live applications available on the internet, meaning they are public applications. They are live production projects, but for practice purpose. So those projects I will be able to do it, and you will also be given access to those projects. So if I'm taking abcd.com website and showing you something, you will also have access to that abcd.com project in the course and after the course also. Okay, question from Mandip. Any placement help will be provided? No, Mandip. I don't get into placements. We are not offering it from Isha. Then DevSecOps tools also will be teach. No. Anything related to DevOps infrastructure? No, we are not doing that in this course. I said the beginning, right? This is a course for testers on security testing. So DevSecOps is for DevOps engineers. So there you have to learn more about AWS, Azure, geographical fencing, and the cloud specific security testing. So that's a different world again. Even I don't know that world, so I'm not teaching that in this course. Okay. And if there is any feedback, guys, you can feel free to give us now or in the WhatsApp group from where you saw these messages. My team will be looking at your feedback and will act accordingly. If there's an improvement you want us to do, definitely we'll do it. If you think you're happy with the demo, please let us know. The cost of the course is also available on the website. As you can see here, it's just 7,900 Indian rupees, affordable one, and you're getting premium content from this course. And when I teach corporates also, it is the same course I teach corporates. So I have done the same course for companies like Deloitte, JP Morgan Chase, IBM. a couple of other companies, but these are the top 3 companies I can mention at least now because I'm a regular trainer for them for a lot of testing things, especially on security testing. So my experiences with them is what I share even in this course as well. I'm sure everyone will benefit by the end of this course and during this course, in fact. And if this is the course you are looking for, please have a word with Isha team. They'll help you with the payment process or the next steps. And the batch starts from tomorrow. Today is a demo. Tomorrow, day 1 class starts where we'll get into chapter 1 immediately. Okay. Okay, there's a question from Malvin. Are your certifications under ISTQB banner in collaboration with ITB? I didn't get the question. See, ISTQB is obviously with ITB only. There's no doubt about it. But you said, are your certifications? I'm not giving any certification in this course. You will get a course completion certificate that tells Malvin has successfully completed this course. That's what you get in this. Maybe you can elaborate your question, Malvin, if I missed anything.
So maybe like he's asking like this, does this course help in clearing the ISTQB security tester certification?
Okay, if that is the question, definitely 60% the answer is yes. The remaining 40% is some theory that you have to still learn or go through before you attend the examination. Okay, then a question from Applework. Do you give any assignments or scenarios for practicing? Definitely yes. You will have every day, you will have something to practice because every day is a practical session, right? So you will have to practice it. If you want an application where you want to explore, I'll give you the access to the application and you will be able to practice it. So definitely the answer is yes, Applework. If you guys are not practicing, the next day will be little confusing or you will have a pile up of activity to practice. The notes will be shared on a daily basis. The assignments to you will be on a daily basis saying, okay, guys, now today I have teach you SQL injection. So please practice it on this application. So that's how it will be. There will be a multiple choice questionnaire, which I will share with you guys towards the end of the course that you can attempt and see where you stand. Along with answer key, I will give you later.
Sir, with latest AI technologies and all, in the security testing also, are there any AI tools which are helpful? Any new things are coming up?
Very good question. So AI has come into most of the testing spaces. It has come into performance testing in Jmeter. It has come into functional automation testing in all the tools. It started coming into security testing as well. Under the open source tools, it is yet to come. Under the paid tools or commercial tools, it has already come. So I'm teaching you free tools, right? Because these tools are very expensive. The cost of one license is nearly some Bobswit, if you check the pricing model, I think it's around $3,000 or so for per user. Very expensive. But in the free version, the AI has not yet come. I'm still exploring to see where AI is coming in the free tools. But I'm sure in the next 3 months or so, AI plugins will be made available even in the free versions. But it's something we are seeing it.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, if you give us the access to applications now, can we use it for a lifetime or the access is limited for 2 to 3 months to that applications?
These applications are public internet applications. So I don't have to give you any access. They are available on the internet forever. So
Okay.
it will be there for lifetime until the developer of the project removes it. It is available to you. So I don't have controls, which means if I'm teaching you abcd.com, you also have access to it. Everyone has access to it and Kiran cannot control it. So you'll have access.
Okay.
Okay, Mandip says, do I teach Nessus tool overview? Unfortunately, no, Mandip. I'm not picking that tool. Whatever tools I have mentioned Those are the tools that I'm teaching on the website, and also you see on the chat.
Okay, sir. Kali Linux
Cool.
will be also Kali Linux having
Not
a lot of tools.
Not needed. Kali Linux is not needed. Your Windows is enough. Kali Linux is just an decoration that you need to give that sophisticated look, but it's not needed to do our course. With Windows also, you can happily do that.
So after this course, there is a HTTP will also provide some type of security testing certification. Can we go for
Yeah,
that
yeah.
also?
Yes, yes. ISTQB security testing. Yes, there is a course, certified security tester. If you see here, CTSec. This is the one that people can try from ISTQB perspective. Another question from Apple Work: what will be the future of security testing? How is the market? So I would say security testing is a thriving market. Thriving means it's lucrative, meaning there is a lot of money in security testing industry. Okay. So much that you can't expect. Okay. So I'll give an example. In one of my consulting organizations where I was working as a consultant for them, I was doing backend API automation for them for 1 year in Bangalore. And they were in talks with another company to do security testing for them. And they were asking for a 3-month contract. And the cost they have asked for is like 50 lakhs Indian rupees. Okay. 3 lakhs and something they have said. These are the number of iterations they will do. Like only 5 times they will test it. They'll give clear documentation. 3 months is the duration of testing period for security testing. They will deploy an experienced guy, and 50 lakhs is the final costing they have come. So I was part of those discussions. Since I was a consultant, I had the liberty to talk to my delivery manager and say, you know what? I can do security testing apart from this as well. If you want, give me one API, I'll quickly show you one vulnerability. And they were convinced, and that assignment came to me. So I was doing 2 assignments for them. Of course, I didn't charge them 50 lakhs because I'm a freelancer for them at that point of time. I charged very less than what that company is. And I've told them, I will help you identify as many as I can, but I'm not saying this is a supreme testing. I can reduce your costing in the initial days. And finally, when you're going to production and if you want some certification, then you have to go for external company. So you see the amount of money they have, 3 months, and they will do only 5 rounds of testing. They will not test every day. In 3 months, anytime they will do only 5 times testing, meaning they will test only for 5 days or 10 days. And they're getting paid 50 lakhs Indian rupees. And that too a very less cost in the market. 50 lakhs is very, I would say, cheap. There are companies which are charging 80, 90, 1 CR as well. Okay, so that's the amount that security testing industry has got. Okay, so if you learn security testing, see the way I learned is what you are going to learn, right? I didn't learn security testing from day one of my career. I learned it over my experience. As I see the business, as I see opportunities, I started learning it. And I have been doing security testing from pre-COVID era, meaning from almost 2019 or 2018, I have been doing it. Right? So there is a lot of money here, Apple work. There is a lot of money means companies are willing to pay when you demonstrate the knowledge. Okay. Okay, Murali says, can I perform penetration testing on my company product? Of course, yes, but get your permissions from your company. Security testing should not be conducted without approvals. Okay, that's an industry standard. Get the permissions and you do it. Definitely, everyone can try and find some vulnerabilities in your company, in your current projects also.
So one question is, usually we give it to third party, so they charge. I know they charge. some amount, but after this course, will I be able to say, let's not outsource, and I can actually do the level of pen testing that we can do?
Yes, definitely, Murli. I understand. Definitely, yes, you can. So
No.
that's what I did, right? I mean, I'm teaching you my practical experience. And whatever example I gave you for Bangalore client, it happened exactly in 2024, around August. So it's been 1 year of my example that I told you. And that contract went from August to December for security testing.
Okay. So yeah, so after this course, then I can do myself and need not give it to third party, other company to perform pen testing.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any questions, guys, else? I have another batch starting in the next 1 minute. Okay, Appleworks says, are you going to teach automation in security testing? Both I will teach manual and automation, okay, based on the tool. Mandeep says, can I do freelancing on some other platforms? The answer is yes, Mandeep, no doubt about it. See, you can do it. It's just your knowledge, right? If you're confident on your knowledge, anyone can do freelancing anywhere they want. I think today's demonstration, I feel happy. There are so many questions I hear. Most of you looks like pretty much interested in understanding how things are happening in the security testing industry. So looking forward to have a class with you guys tomorrow, day after. So guys, please join me in tomorrow's class as well. And please talk to Isha team. They'll help you with the payment related process. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining this quick demonstration class. If you have any further questions, I request you guys to put the messages on WhatsApp group. I will definitely answer it. Okay. Thank you everyone. Stay safe. Good night. Take care.